The day the gates closed. How Alex Eala turned heartbreak into a movement. Paris, France. May 24, 2026. The dream began before sunrise. Long before the first ball was struck at Roland Garros. Long before the television cameras turned on and commentators settled into their booths. Hundreds of Filipino fans were already standing outside the gates of the French Open. Some had traveled from Manila. Others had come from London, Dubai, Berlin, Madrid, and Los Angeles. They were nurses, caregivers, engineers, students, and overseas workers who had spent months planning this trip. Many had used vacation days they could barely afford to take. Some had emptied savings accounts. Others had crossed continents carrying nothing more than a Philippine flag and the hope of seeing Alex Eala play on one of tennis's biggest stages. For them, this wasn't just another tennis match. It was a moment they had dreamed about for years. What happened next would become one of the most emotional stories of the 2026 French Open. A crowd nobody expected. The first fans arrived before dawn. By 5 a.m., long lines had already formed outside Roland Garros. By 6 a.m., those lines stretched around entire sections of the grounds. Philippine flags fluttered above the crowd. Groups of supporters wore matching shirts. Children sat on their parents' shoulders. The chant echoed through the morning air. Laban Alex. Again. And again. And again. Security personnel exchanged concerned looks. They had been warned about what many fans had started calling the Eala effect. The extraordinary support Alex Eala attracted everywhere she played. Tournament organizers had seen the crowds in Melbourne. They had seen the packed stands in Madrid. They had seen ticket demand surge whenever Eala appeared on a schedule. But seeing reports on paper and witnessing the reality firsthand were two very different things. The numbers were bigger than anyone expected. Much bigger. At 8 a.m., the gates finally opened. The crowd moved forward in an orderly but excited wave. Fans smiled. Families took photos. Everyone believed they would soon be inside. Then everything changed. The stadium is full. Within minutes, capacity limits became a problem. Security checkpoints slowed. Entry lines backed up. The flow of spectators became increasingly congested. By 8:45 a.m., officials made a decision. The gates were closed. No more entry. No exceptions. The announcement spread through the crowd like a shockwave. At first, many fans thought there had been a mistake. Surely they would reopen. Surely there would be another entrance. Surely someone would explain. But the gates remained shut. The realization hit slowly, then painfully. Many of them were not getting in. Not today. Not after traveling thousands of miles. Not after spending months preparing. Not after sacrificing so much just to be there. Tears appeared. Arguments broke out. Families sat on sidewalks trying to process what had happened. A young girl named Sophia, who had traveled from London with her mother, began to cry. Her mother, Grace, worked as a caregiver. She had requested time off months in advance. She had purchased tickets the moment they became available. She had promised her daughter they would finally see Alex Eala together. Now they were standing outside locked gates. "Mama," Sophia asked softly, "why won't they let us in?" Grace didn't know how to answer. Inside the stadium, while disappointment spread outside Roland Garros, Alex Eala knew nothing about it. Inside the grounds, she was preparing for her match. Focused. Determined. Ready to compete. The atmosphere inside Court 14 was electric. Every available seat was occupied. Philippine flags filled the stands. The chants continued. The energy was incredible. But what Eala couldn't see were the hundreds of supporters left outside. The people who had traveled across oceans. The people who had come specifically for her. The people who were now watching updates on their phones from beyond the gates. For nearly 2 hours, Eala battled on court. When the match ended, she walked to the net, embraced her opponent, and thanked the crowd. The defeat hurt. But she was about to discover something that hurt far more. The photos back in the players' area. Eala's mother approached her quietly. She handed her a phone. "There's something you need to see." The screen filled with images. Hundreds of images. Families standing behind barriers. Children crying. Fans holding flags outside locked entrances. Supporters sitting on sidewalks after being denied entry. People who had crossed continents only to watch the tournament from outside its walls. Eala stared at the photos in silence. She kept scrolling. One image showed a grandmother holding a handwritten sign. Another showed supporters from Dubai wearing matching shirts. Another showed Sophia crying beside her mother. The more she looked, the quieter she became. The loss on court suddenly felt insignificant. This was different. This wasn't about tennis. This was about people. People who had believed in her. People who had sacrificed for a chance to support her. People who felt forgotten. Eala put down the phone. "I need to say something." The press conference later that afternoon. Journalists gathered expecting the usual post-match discussion. They anticipated questions about tactics, about the loss, about lessons learned. Instead, they witnessed something entirely different. When a reporter asked about the fans who had been turned away, Eala's expression changed. For a moment, the room became completely silent. Then she spoke. "I'm heartbroken," she said. "Not because I lost. Because of the fans." Her voice remained steady, but the emotion was unmistakable. These people traveled thousands of miles. They spent money they didn't have. They took time away from their families. They came here because they believed in me, and they were left outside. The room listened carefully. No phones rang. No chairs moved. Nobody interrupted. Eala continued. "The people supporting me are not just fans. They are workers. They are dreamers. They are families. They deserve better." She explained that the tournament had known about the growing crowds surrounding her matches. She explained that organizers had seen the demand. She explained that many supporters had done everything correctly and still found themselves locked out. Then she delivered the line that would spread across social media within minutes. The tournament failed them. The clip exploded online. Millions watched. Thousands shared it. The hashtag Eala Speaks For Us quickly began trending. The conversation was no longer about a first-round loss. It was about something much bigger. The meeting nobody expected. Most athletes would have left Paris immediately. The tournament was over. The season would continue. There were future matches to prepare for. But Eala wasn't finished. After hearing the stories of the fans who had been denied entry, she made a request. She wanted to meet them. No cameras. No media event. No publicity. Just a chance to say thank you. The meeting was organized for the following morning in a small park near Roland Garros. Word spread quickly. When Eala arrived, hundreds of supporters were waiting. Not angry. Not demanding answers. Just grateful to see her. She greeted families individually. She signed autographs. She posed for photos. She listened. Most importantly, she listened. She listened to stories about overnight flights, about years of saving money, about working abroad, about raising families far from home, about finding inspiration through sport. One by one, supporters shared why her journey mattered to them. And one by one, Eala thanked them. When she finally addressed the crowd, there was no stage and no microphone. Just a tennis player standing among the people who believed in her. "I saw the photos," she said. "I saw your flags. I saw your tears. And I want you to know that I see you." Many supporters began crying. So did Eala. For a few moments, tennis rankings and tournament results no longer mattered. Only connection mattered. Only community mattered. Only gratitude mattered. More than a match, the French Open continued. Champions were crowned. Trophies were lifted. History was made. But for many people, one of the most memorable stories of the tournament had nothing to do with a championship. It was about a player who lost in the first round. A player whose ranking dropped. A player who never lifted a trophy in Paris, yet somehow became one of the most talked about figures of the entire event. Because what happened at Roland Garros wasn't really about tennis. It was about belonging. It was about sacrifice. It was about the invisible bond between an athlete and the people who support her. The gates may have closed that morning, but in the days that followed, something else opened. A conversation. A movement. A reminder that sometimes the most meaningful victories happen far away from the scoreboard. And for the fans who stood outside those gates, the memory that lasted wasn't the loss. It was the moment Alex Eala showed up, looked them in the eye, and reminded them that they mattered.